Hey guys, and this week for your Friday show, you're going to be having Jasmine
and Jasmine
as your hosts.
We have a couple of interviews for you guys, starting with Clara.
And her interview is telling us about her collecting those iPods for the senior citizens at Rest Haven.
Hi, I'm Clara, and I'm doing an iPod drive. It's for Rest Haven, and it's the music and memory program there. It's to help people with Alzheimer's and dementia. It's really neat because they find a lot of old memories and a lot of security in the songs they used to listen to growing up. So if you have any iPods laying around your house, you can bring them into the front office. There's a drop box there. Email me if you have any questions about the program. It's really neat. Or if you want to volunteer at Rest Haven, I have information on that too.
And now we're going to go off to an interview with Will Lowry, your 2017 Youth in Government Youth Governor.
So, Will, what exactly is the role of Youth Governor?
Youth Governor, essentially what happens is, YMCA. Yes, let's start with that. This is a program for the YMCA. There's a national conference for YMCA. There's also state level YMCA. So this is through the state, Michigan State level YMCA. So I was essentially elected to be the YMCA representative for Michigan. So what it entails is a lot of traveling out to DC, traveling to North Carolina, stuff like that, to speak with other lobbyists, speak with legislators. So I'm essentially the representative trying to convince legislators as to why they're supporting the YMCA.
That's awesome. What sort of impact would you like to make on Michigan's youth in government?
I think that Michigan youth in government is fantastic, but what people do a lot is they like to go up and they like to talk about emotions, and they talk about this social change that they're pushing for, which is absolutely essential. However, I feel like people don't really focus on tax reform very often, and the conversation usually stops with emotional. So what happens is we have all these great conversations that end up staying inside of where they're had, so the actual impact doesn't always hit. There's a couple individuals that take it outside of the program, but usually it's just talk about change and it's not actual change. So I intend to make the gap between talking about change and then actually going out into your community and implementing that change through like a couple different summer programs and workshops. So it's gonna be fun.
That's incredible. During your campaign, what were some of the issues that you focused on the most?
Issues I focused on the most definitely were around mental health, as well as early childhood education, talking about how the wealth gap is starting to increase, well, it's been increasing for a while, and how a big way to change that, there's a lot of ideas around taking wealth away from the wealthy, but what if we just gave more money to the poor through their early childhood education? So that, as well as, there were a couple things, hashtag free the nipple, so that was a lot of fun.
Tell us a little bit about your support team. Are there any shout outs you like to make to friends or family?
The biggest support team member that I had, if I had to go like one, I'd have to say Sam Lowry, because he's amazing and wonderful and awesome. Then I also had so much help from Skylar Lynch, Luke Huber, Ronald Knapp, Johanna Hawkinson, like everyone from Black River was fantastic. And then I actually also ended up becoming family with a bunch of people from the UP, Gladstone specifically, and I love them. But then like my entire thing with youth in government was through Ian McKnight and Connor Stubbs, so that I owe them both my life and my happiness.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now on to Madi Ernesto to figure out what people would say if they were president.
Hey Anya, if you were president, what laws would you make? Probably if you know what Lettuce Club is, just make that a national holiday. I mean, it's gonna be a huge event. Everyone's gonna be eating lettuce. It's gonna be insane. Cool, thank you.
If you were president, what law would you put into place?
I'll create a law that creates a day for Chintan.
Hey Chris.
Hello.
If you were president, what law would you make?
Minimum amount of days off school every year.
Cool, thanks.
Don't forget that the Big Top Carnival is from 6 to 8 tonight, so be there.
And you also have Froyo at Orange Leaf, and it's 20% towards Black River, and it ends tomorrow, so you should be there. And all dogs are not allowed on the soccer field now that spring sports have started, unless it's a service dog. And if you're going to keep your dog out there, just clean up after it.
And don't forget that schedules are due today.
And this week's answer to the riddle was Finland, and Alessandra Castillo won it. Congratulations.
Good job.
And now we're off to Kayla and Danae so that they can tell us how sports have gone off into full session.
Hey guys, welcome back to sports. Hope your Friday afternoon is going swell.
So, to start off Tuesday, your varsity girls had a scrimmage against Hall Christian. It was a tough game in the cold, but it was an awesome way to open their season. And also, track had an invite at Aquinas, so that was pretty cool.
Today, after school, if you can, try and make it out to Zeeland West, starting at 5 with your JV girls, and then following that at 6:45, your varsity girls soccer team will be playing. Again, that's at Zeeland West, so try and make it if you can. And just a heads up, next week, Tuesday, March 29th, your varsity girls play at Allegan, so make sure to wish them luck, and we will see you next week. See ya!
I'm not Martha.
I'm not Abby.
And you've still been trapped.